Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, Jason and I are going to show you what we've been up to for the last 2 weeks. We've been harvesting and preserving, wrapping up the Every Bit Counts challenge here in the month of August. And in the beginning of September, going into Labor Day, we had a camp out weekend here. We had good friends, good food, and some great campfires. We're going to share all of that with you too. As for the Every Bit Counts challenge, don't forget about following up with Jessica at the Three Rivers Homestead and all the other great channels that we're harvesting and preserving in the month of August with the Every Bit Counts challenge.
Well, the table is empty, so I guess I have to go out to the garden and pick some more. We filled up 2 bowls today. Yay! Every day, a big bowl comes in this house. So blessed. The tomatoes will be frozen and be sauced later. I went ahead and picked some more chives and some more sage and some more mint and a little bit more rhubarb, a couple green peppers, a bunch more banana peppers, and some eggplant. And let's not forget about the peas, the snap peas. Now we have to preserve this up. Okay, the green pepper I cut up for like a chili in the middle of winter. And then, of course, some mixed poblanos, banana peppers, and jalapeno peppers, all cut up for any kind of use I want during the winter months. And I'm going to be making some hot sauce, so I'm saving some jalapenos for the hot sauce. So there we go, all bagged up and all cut up and clean. Would you just look at the size of those Roma tomatoes? Just amazing. We started these plants from seed right here in our sunroom, and now look, we are getting the beautiful rewards of being able to make tomato sauce later. So yay, flash freezing some tomatoes until it's time to make some sauce. And another batch of dehydrated lemon balm, sage, and chives. Yay, every little bit counts. And the table is empty once again. Time to pick more. Cayenne peppers are turning red. Soon we'll be making some hot sauce. And more cayennes. And more beans. Something decided to start eating my corn. This has never happened before. And I don't see any footprints to know who did it. Any guesses? Time to pick more berries. And more berries. And more tomatoes. 2 more chili starters going in the freezer for later. Yay! This is great during my crock pot season. Usually hunting season, when we're in the woods all day, I throw all this in the crock pot in the morning before we leave. Come back, nice hot meal waiting for us. Saves a whole bunch of work for later. It's already chopped, it's already clean. Just throw it in the crock pot or saute pan, whatever you want to make with it. These ones are for chili. And another chili starter. I like to have starter kits in the freezer for myself. So if I want to make a quick chicken soup or a quick stew or a quick chili, I already have the vegetables all cut up for that meal. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going out to the garden, picking vegetables, washing them, cutting them up, and I'm going to pack them up in little starter kits. I bagged up 5 soup starters and 2 celery and onion packages. So now when I want to make a chicken soup in the middle of winter, everything's chopped and ready. I just defrost this, dump it in the crock pot, done. I even added some corn. You can add anything you want. These I did not blanch, only because I'm going to be using these probably within the next month or two. But the next set, I am definitely going to be blanching some of these vegetables, like corn, for instance, and celery and carrots. Meals for later. Leftover corn, no problem for us. I went ahead and took it off the cob and labeled it all up. And now I have 2 packages of corn that's already cooked, not just blanched, but actually cooked for the freezer for a later day. Everything's all cleaned up for tonight. And here we go again. If you're new to the channel or you haven't seen it yet, our Scotch Bonnet Mango Hot Sauce has like 700 views. Yay, thank you. And it is just darn good, okay? It is just darn good. Worth a try anyway. And the big one for me and for a lot of my friends is the Scotch Bonnet Pineapple Salsa. And you throw that over a cream cheese. Yep, you put it over a block of cream cheese and dig in with some crackers. And if you like spicy, this is the recipe for sure. Let me know how you like it if you give it a try. Aren't they the cutest little pepper? Some of my green peppers are starting to turn color, which I need them to be red for the Scotch Bonnet recipes. But I wanted to also get some more green pepper in the freezer for chilies and things for later, or with steak and onions and peppers, you know, maybe cut them long instead of in chunks. Well, today we're preserving some more of those tomatoes. So I just put them in some hot boiling water and then some cold water. And I'm going to get ready to peel the skins. We're doing diced tomatoes today. Skins come right off. All the tomatoes are peeled. I'm just going to clean up my little mess that I have, and I'm going to let these cool before I cut them up. And I'm all set up. If you've been following along with us for a little while, you do know my next step is filling those jars, cleaning the tops of the jars, putting the new canning lid on, and putting the ring on, and popping them into a water bath canner. Here we go. 3 more jars are going to be going in the canner. To my jars, I added 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and a half a teaspoon of salt. From my area, for this size jar, is 45 minutes in my water bath canner. While the tomatoes are still in the canner, I went ahead and chopped up some more vegetables. I have to clear off that table every day. So I went ahead and made 2 more chili starters, and these ones are spicy. Green pepper, jalapeno, Scotch bonnet, and onions. Yay! That's going to be nice later on. I flash freeze these tomatoes, and these are going into the freezer for sauce for later. A couple weeks ago, I picked potatoes, and all of those little ones, you can see all the little ones, and I cut them into all bite-sized pieces, And now I'm blanching them for 5 minutes. So all those little teeny weeny potatoes, I didn't want them to go bad. And these are the ones that I use for my stew starter kits. As you know, Jason and I are avid hunters. So we do process our own deer meat. And so we package up stew meat. And then when we want to have a stew in the middle of the winter, or spring, or even in the middle of summer, I already have my potatoes and all of the veggies from the garden in a starter kit. And I defrost some meat, defrost one of these kits, throw it in the crock pot, dinner is served. So let's finish blanching these potatoes. They have about 1 minute left, and then I'm going to get them into cold water to stop the cooking process. Okay, the potatoes are in the ice bath, and I'm just going to let them cool down. Once they cool down, I'm going to lay them on a bunch of towels just so they dry off a little bit. And then I'm going to flash freeze them in the freezer before I bag them up with all my vegetables. Very important step far as I'm concerned. I don't like brown potatoes. Potatoes, potatoes, potato, potato. Even if you don't have your own garden and you see potatoes on sale, and you're one of those people that buy shredded potatoes or bagged up French fries, bring them home, wash them up, do what I just did. I mean, this whole process maybe has taken me 30 minutes, and you can go ahead and blanch them and freeze them, throw them in bags, and now whenever you and your family want French fries, you've only spent that maybe $9 on a 50-pound bag of potatoes versus $4 or $5 or more in your grocery store for pre-shredded, French fried, however, home fries, whatever shape you like your potato, you can cut your potatoes. I do this because I love having the starter kits for my stews. So, my mess is almost cleaned up in the kitchen too. I can't empty that big water canner. I am just not strong anymore. Yeah, and I can't lift that big canner of water because I'll probably just drop it. I have absolutely no strength. So Jason, when he gets home, he'll dump out that water canner for me, but I'll have all this cleaned up before he gets home. And honestly, there isn't much to clean up. I'm going to be bagging up those potatoes later on after they come out of the freezer. So I might as well just leave this right where it is because we're going to be doing more food saving. Let's chop up some peppers. Okay, so I patted them dry with some towels. Now I'm going to transfer them to a cookie sheet and flash freeze them. Perfect timing for me to wash up the rest of the peppers and start chopping them up. Another big bowl for recipes for today to get into the freezer for later. Time to get this washed and get it chopped up. Stew starter kits, all ready for the freezer. I only have 4 jars of corn salsa left, so I might as well make a small batch of corn salsa, which is great on tacos. I throw it in chilies. You just do so much with it because it's on hand and ready to go. And I still have probably about 20 ears of corn coming in from the garden, but they're just too small. So I couldn't make a big batch, so I just made a half a batch. There is nothing like fresh corn off the cob from your corn that you grew. But if you don't have a garden, if you see corn on sale, or if you just go by a farmer's market and you're looking at some fresh corn, don't hesitate to blanch it and freeze it, or cook it and freeze it, or just make a quick salsa. This literally takes no time to do. So I have 9 cups of corn, 1 cup of chopped onion, and 2 cups of peppers. The nice thing about this recipe, you can't defer from a recipe, y'all know that, I hope. But the peppers, you can choose what peppers. If it's, jalapeno or poblano or whatever you want to add to here as the peppers, as long as you stick to the recipe. So 2 cups of peppers. So I added some sweet banana pepper and some poblano pepper. Before we can this recipe up, we are going to cook it on the stove for about 15 to 20 minutes. So what I added to the pot is 4 cups of white vinegar, 1 cup of water, 3 cups of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of canning salt. So I'm going to mix this up and get it on the stove. My jars are sterilizing while I'm getting the corn salsa ready. I'm going to be putting hot product into a hot jar, going into a hot canner. As soon as that comes up to a quick boil, I'm going to start throwing in vegetables. Doesn't that look pretty? So now we're going to go ahead and bring this up to a boil for 20 minutes, and then we're going to put it in the jars. If you're new to canning, normally you can't water bath can corn. Normally you have to pressure can corn. But because we added vinegar, we brought up that acidity, and now we can water bath corn. Just another easy peasy way of preserving your corn for later. I just keep picking and preserving, or putting tomatoes in the freezer for sauce for later. And look at all the Scotch bonnets. So far I have like 68 yellow Scotch bonnets, and that's going to make me quite a few recipes for the upcoming Scotch bonnet salsa and the Scotch bonnet mango. Very happy about that. More in the garden to pick. Corn is boiling away. We have about 12 minutes till it's done, and we wait. Usually I add a little bit of red pepper to this just for color, but my red peppers are just starting to turn red. So in upcoming videos, we're going to have hot sauces and hot salsas. So excited about making cayenne hot sauce and jalapeno hot sauce. I always check my pantry, and I always figure out, before I even start growing seeds and making little seedlings, what do I need to process for that year. If I have 14 jars of something and I usually only use 5 of them, I'm good. I don't have to grow that vegetable in my garden. So every year I just decide what I need to grow for that upcoming year to have all the little goodies in the pantry that we love. I'm sitting in the house making corn salsa right now, and this is what I see. The darn deer gets me every time. Salsa's going in. So Jason and I love to do grilling in the middle of winter. So when it's 20 and 30 degrees outside, we decide, oh, it's steak night on the grill, or Italian sausage on the grill, or a venison steak on the grill. And he'll go into the freezer and grab these packages. And these ones are cut in long strips. So peppers and onions are ready to go with our steak or whatever else we're grilling. And of course, a spicy little one too. I added in some cayenne peppers to those. So this is what I do. I just keep chopping up vegetables. So I never have to go to the grocery store and buy fresh produce because I have my frozen vegetables right in the freezer, all ready to go. I don't have to go to the frozen section, any of that. They're just ready to go for the middle of winter. And I usually have enough going into spring. Luckily enough, this year, I only had one of these packages left just till last week. So I think this is now the number 14 I have put away, just in long strips versus chunks. So here at the end of August, I'm finishing up that Every Bit Counts challenge, but obviously I'm not going to get all my preserving done just in the month of August, but it's definitely a big push that every day we did a little something around here. And if you don't have a garden, but you still like to get a good deal, and your local grocery store or farmer's market is having a special, buy in bulk, chop them up, and next time you want peppers and onions for your sausage or for your steak, it's already in the freezer for later. Easy peasy. I love having these starter kits in the freezer for later. All the corn salsas went pop, pop, pop. Love that sound. I flash froze a bunch of cayenne peppers and Scotch bonnets. I keep filling up Ziploc bags. And when I have enough, I'm going to make hot sauce. Gonna flash freeze some more Roma tomatoes. We have a big, beautiful bowl here. I mill my tomato sauce, so I don't worry about taking out the core or any of that right now. The mill will do all that work for me later. Okay, we get these in the freezer. So these smaller cayennes, I just picked them early. I am going to can those. And the cherry peppers, I'm going to can those too. But I'm going to wait till I have a few more. So, unfortunately, with this being the last day in August, this won't count as the Every Bit Count challenge, but I did pick them. So, every bit counts. I don't have to pick them later. They're sitting right here. So then the table is empty once again. I'm going to have to go pick more in the garden. Don't forget, start saving your seeds.
7 a.m. with a cup of coffee, and we're still trying to burn that tree stump.
I am so proud of this. I've been trying to grow lavender for 4 years, and finally, successfully, we have lavender. Check that out. Yay. Green peppers. Banana peppers. Poblano peppers. Check out the hot Armageddon. They're changing color. Jalapenos. My cayenne peppers are starting to turn red. I just keep picking all the red ones for our hot sauce. I'm still canning up cherry peppers. The last ones were green, so these ones will be red and green. And check out the Scotch bonnets. More turning yellow. The kale just keeps coming back, and we keep eating it. Check out the beans. Brussels sprouts. And more beans. Tomatoes. I just picked a bunch this morning. Artichoke. Artichoke. This deer keeps catching my eye every time I walk by a window or door. Yep, getting ready for bow season.
A little bit. Oh, I killed him.
It killed him. He fell over.
That little guy right on there. When we're closing it, and it's hooked up. And you gotta keep your finger behind that, because you don't want that going off until you're ready. You pull that back, you find a nice little cheap lobe, so you can look through the little peak back here. Okay? So you're looking through that peak, and you're trying to put that green dot right in the middle of all that you got going on. Okay, so it's on there. You go to draw back. Keep a finger behind there so it's not going anywhere. Stretch it right out. You want your hand, you don't want to be straight out or else that string's going to follow that thing all the way down. A little bit of a bend in there or something. Be comfortable. You're looking through your peak. You're centering up that green dot on there.
Green dot with what? Shot a bow since I was 20-something.
I don't even know if you're going to be able to use this. It might be too small for it.
I'm hoping it's not.
Okay, so now because of the whisker biscuit, it doesn't really matter whether you flip it in this way or you flip it in this way. So the fletching, they're just going to go through there. So you flip that, do a little knot. Put it in there. Hold it in there until you're ready. So just like that. Nope.
Oh, I had it on the wrong side.
Come over here, don't aim it toward the pole where you're pulling it back. Pull it all the way back.
Oh my God. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can pull it with the wire. I can't pull it with this. I can't. No.
Shorten it up. Get that low.
You have to use this?
Yeah. No, but it's much more consistent. With the trigger pull it.
Nope. Okay, well that answers all those questions. Yeah. That ain't happening. I can't even pull it back. Sounded like I've been trying to tell you. This is why I drop things all day long. I have no muscle control. Like chronic fatigue syndrome. I don't know. The middle.
The green dot. Yep, pull that off. Get that off. Well, now you're nowhere near where your face wants to be.
Yeah, I don't.
So
Where,
look
how do you,
through-
I can't. Wait a minute. This isn't even in the same height as that.
Well, it's because your head was way the
Yeah,
hell back
you're
here.
freaking out. Kind of sucks.
So once you pull that all the way back,
I haven't done this in 30 years.
so once you get that pulled all the way back, okay, you were back here like
I
this.
know, I was freaking out.
Then you gotta get your chin forward and find that peep sight and look through your peep sight.
So you're looking at that and that at the same time.
Correct. You're looking through that little guy and lining it up with your green pin. You know, basically putting the green pin in the center of that hole that creates when you draw it back.
Yeah, so everyone, this is where I am realizing that because of my chronic fatigue syndrome, I have no strength. And I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to bow hunt this year. And
I don't want my hand.
I think that has proven to be true. I just cannot hold that bow the way you need to hold a bow to have a good, clean shot.
I would say deer down.
Ooh, just under the belly.
Sweet.
It's a double one. Did I just stack? Just find a consistent draw point that we all got to do is concentrate on the aim. Two of those were still dead deer.